going on, you guys? Rob's We Are the Highway here. Today is Thursday. Today we are going to be talking about generator interlocks. Whole home backup generator power. Using, in my case, my way, a portable generator. I've got a rather old, and I bought it brand new. I've had it so long. I've got about I think it's 6,500 running watts, and it's like 5,800 running watts, and it's about 8,500 starting watts. So it's a storm responder. So it has the capacity to handle a much larger surge load than most generators have. I would say that it's in the commercial light duty class, so it's going to be better than your homeowner special, but not commercial grade. So that generator is what powers my house when the power goes out, and it's connected to my house through an interlock kit. Hold on one second here. This is Zach. Zach, say hi.
Hi.
I'm filming a vlog right now, bud. I'm gonna do hello. You have the attention span of a 5-year-old. How old are you?
5.
Well, that explains it. I'm gonna finish doing a vlog here, bud, on the generator, and then I'll be back up, okay?
This is the wrong case.
Okay, well, we'll change it when I go upstairs, okay?
Just came on.
Okay, I'll be up in a minute, okay? Okay.
1 minute.
Okay, go. Oh, I love kids. I love my kids. Anyways, so basically we can power the whole house with the exception of a few things, right? Like, obviously we could charge the minivan off of it, but we wouldn't. We could probably run was it 40 amps? 50? Couldn't run the garage heater, can't run the central air, and there would be no reason to plug up the minivan in the event of a power outage. But it'll run everything else. It'll run the double oven. It'll run pretty much everything. So let's dive right in. So this right here is a 30 amp 240 twist lock. It's a 4-prong cable. I want to say it's either 6 gauge or 8 gauge, probably 6 gauge wire. Well, maybe it's 8. I don't know. It's a big ass wire. So that right there plugs into the side of the house. You plug the house in just like you would plug your vacuum cleaner in. This is a 1-inch gas hose. This connects to the outside where the grill is as well to power the generator. I installed a tri-fuel system in the generator. So obviously a normal standby gas generator has regular gasoline. Well, that sucks because gas goes bad in 6 months. Or I think I was able to get a year out of it. Normal gas is great, right? Like that or propane is a very efficient way to run a generator. The generator I have runs okay, but it doesn't run to its fullest capacity with natural gas because natural gas is not as efficient or hot of burning as a fuel, if that makes sense. So like propane burns hotter than natural gas. Gasoline burns hotter than propane. So depending on the fuel you're using depends on the power output. So there's that. But the convenience to be able to hook a normal portable generator up to a gas line and run the house for an indefinite amount of time, or to a propane tank, which propane can sit for 20 years on end and never go bad either, is very cool and very convenient. You have a different regulator valve for the propane. It's an extra component that goes in line from so you go from the propane to the regulator valve, from the regulator valve to the generator. Obviously, it's one or the other. If you're using natural gas, you could have regular gas or if you're using propane, you have regular gas in the reservoir on the top, but you don't want to use them at the same time. The carburetor is the same. There's a spacer block, and it's just different ways of injecting. Basically, the carburetor's there for regular gas, but then you have another cylinder that is for your natural gas, and it regulates the air and the gas combo. There'll be a whole separate video on that alone. But that's the premise of my setup with my generator. And it's portable. I mean, define portable, right? It requires 2 strong people to load it in the back of a truck, and it's 300-something pounds. It's a big generator. It's loud. It's noisy. Would it be better to get a standby, like a Generac that turns on automatically? Yeah, maybe, but to get one that powers my house, I'd have to upgrade the main gas line, and that's not something I want to do. And a whole house transfer switch, oh god, crazy money. So this is my way of doing it, which is universal. It works great. And that generator can be picked up and moved anywhere it has to be moved to. I think if I had to do it again, I would go to 50 amp. And I would go to probably a 12,000 running and 15,000 surge portable generator. I would use the same portable generator. And I would still go that route over a regular fixed standby generator. So let's dive in on some of the particulars. So as I mentioned in the previous video, you have an interlock and then you have your main. So they can't be out at the same time. Like I can't. Power's coming in from main and it's feeding the whole panel, right? If you were to turn this on and main's on, which you can't, it won't let you, you would energize the outlet outside. You'd go to stick your finger on it, you'd get in big trouble. Likewise, when you turn this off, this goes up. Now you can't turn the main back on. So when the generator circuit's on, it's feeding both sides of the panel. You don't want the generator circuit to be able to go with the main, because when the generator's hooked up, if you turn main on, you'd be backfeeding the generator power back to the grid, and that is a huge no-no. It's against the law to begin with, and you could kill someone, because a lineman could be working on a down power line, and he thinks there's no power going to it, but it's getting backfed from a generator 3 blocks down the road. Not good. So that's why if you do it this way, you have to have one of these. I mean, you say you went to sold the house, it wouldn't pass inspection. Like, you have to have an interlock kit if you go this route. And then, as I had said in my other video, X means it'll run on the generator. So obviously you can see 220 micro. Well, that's for like a built-in microwave convection or whatever. It's not being used. And obviously the AC is not axed because you can't run the central air with the generator that I have. It's not big enough. Within the 240 you have 120 here and you have 120 here. So this will show you're running watts. This has basically an amp meter, a load meter, kind of like I did the video on the clamp, the different meters. I have the clamp meter. This is 2 little mini clamp meters that go around the 2 120 lines that are in there to show your amperage. So that's how it knows. This guy right here, this is called a power back system. And I'm going to turn on for a second. It's extremely loud, but it's ear-piercing loud. This is bolted in as well. There's a lead that goes up to one of the main lines, and it wraps around it. It doesn't actually touch it. It's contactless, kind of like the little beeper electrical tool I did the video on earlier. And so when power comes back to the main line and that's on, it goes off, and that's its way of showing the red light that your main power's back on, so you know to turn your generator off and to go back to main. Automatic transfer switches are great, but they cost a lot of money, and in most cases people, they go, well, I only want to power my main things. I want a few lights, I want to power my furnace, I want to power my sump pump, and I want to power like this outlet in this kitchen for my fridge. Well, okay, fine, but that's kind of dumb. Why would you only want to power a portion of your house? Yeah, agreed, the convenience of being able to have it turn on and off automatically, and you're not here. But usually we're here, or I'm not here, but my wife is, and I'm 10 minutes away. So for me, this system works better than an automatic transfer switch because it gives me the ability to feed the entire house. Every light in the whole house, every outlet, everything in the whole house is live. My wife could plug her blow dryer in the bathroom and she can use it. That's the right way to do it. So you say, all right, we'll get a bigger generator and get a whole house 200 amp main transfer panel. No, it's too big, it's too much, it's too expensive. It's unnecessary, in my opinion, for my lifestyle, for what I do. This is the best way to do it, in my opinion. This is my way of doing it. So anyway, so your power comes from this, and then it goes up. Now, some people say, oh, you're supposed to use conduit, it's against building code. Only for runs that are more than 6 feet, people. This runs from my panel and goes right outside. The plug to plug my house in is right out there. So this is 3/8 for 240, or maybe it's 3/6. I don't know. It's over. I can tell you this, for the amount of amps that you're doing, it's overrated. I always overrate wiring when I do wiring, just because that's the way I am. So it's at 10 minutes, about to reset again. And rather than trying to figure out why it's not working, I just keep linking 2 videos together. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to cut from this little thing here, and these, all this, and I'll be right back. So, anyways, the gas line we put in feeds back to the main line, and it just goes out there. Oh, I can't see what we're doing. Let's go ahead and reach for our flashlight. Anyways, goes out the side of the house. Oh God, that light just gets so bright. Oh, so we go. Take a trip here. Do 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 do. Come out here. There's Mr. Zach. I'll be right back, Zach. Almost done with the vlog. Promise it won't be much longer. Hey, it's not raining out yet, so that's cool. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. It's drizzling. Anyways. So I cover this with the grill because kids like to touch things. Before I get chastised for this, there is a shut-off valve inside. So I can shut it off there, I can shut it off out here for the gas. So coming out of here you have gas, and I need to repaint this again because what's going to happen is it's going to rust, and then it's going to drip down, and it's going to get made concrete, and it's going to look like crap. This is for the grill. Obviously much smaller line. I just leave it hooked up. It's a quick interlock kit, a quick connect. Now the actual, okay, so the gas line here, you go, oh, there's no quick connect on that. Oh, what happens if someone turns the gas line on? Well, then gas comes out. Don't do that. Again, I can turn the valve off from the inside, so if I know I'm having a party and have kids over or whatever, prying eyes, I turn the gas line off from the inside. So even if you turn the valve on out here, nothing will come out. That being said, the reason I don't have a quick connect valve on the generator is because it restricts the flow. Generators require a large volume of gas. As a matter of fact, if you put a generator even of this size, and this isn't even a huge generator by any stretch, right? 6,500 watts, that's nothing. But if you took a generator like that and you put it in line first before it fed your water heater and your furnace, and you turn it on, your pilot light on your furnace will go out. Or well, I don't have pilot light on the furnace, but I do on my water heater. It would snuff it out because it draws so much gas that you want to put it later in line. So I did follow code there as well. So anyway, so you connect the generator to there with that big black hose, and you stick your generator anywhere you want here. Of course, there's mud everywhere because, my kids know better and they go playing in the mud anyways. And then you take that red line and you plug it in right here. And remember how I said, that you can't have them on at the same time? Well, because if you did and you touch these, you would be in big trouble. So this is a Reliance, and this is 30 amps. Yes, I know, that's not a lot. But for what I do, it's plenty. It's plenty. If I could do it again right now, I would go 50, but I would need a bigger generator, and those are a lot of money. So I'm going to just keep going with what I have. So anyways, yeah, plug your house in, flip the main off, which wouldn't matter because the power's out, so having the main on doesn't matter because you got no power, no lights, no nothing. Flip the generator on, everything comes back up. It's pretty cool. This is my way of doing it. I'm sure there's other ways. I'm sure there's more expensive ways. I'm sure people will think, well, Rob, why don't you just run a bunch of extension cords? I'll tell you why. The number one reason I don't like people that buy portable generators and plug them in with extension cords is because of carbon monoxide. People have no idea how much carbon monoxide any sort of gas engine puts off. It will kill you. And the biggest issue that I have with it is that people will put extension cords in and they'll leave the door open a crack and then they won't duct tape the little tiny crack shut, and the smell of gas is going to get in your house. So this is the way to do it the right way, and everything can stay sealed up and closed, and you don't have to worry about carbon monoxide poisoning. Not to mention, since you're backfeeding an entire panel, you're doing split phase 240, your 240 appliances like the double oven will run. When you run extension cords and you just run, a couple 20 amp 120, you can't run 240 appliances. And I have a double oven, so that's another reason why I did it this way. Like, subscribe, favorite. This is my way of doing it. Thank you for your time.